these fucking cars in there, these are more of a danger. Right, I do. Now then, here we are, just coming through Barrow, which is near Clitheroe. Now, what I was chunnering at just before, a few yards back, all those vehicles parked up. They are parents waiting to pick their children up from school, and they put these boards outside of school now, like you get when the floor is being cleaned, in a hospital or whatever, and they are on the pavement to stop parents from parking there. And you think, did it are people that stupid now that they have to be told by putting maybe a dozen warning signs on the pavement not to park there? They remove them each time, so the effort there to put the boards out, and it just seems absolutely crazy to me. And the parents who pick the children up in vehicles are parked so close together that we as motorists passing by them, having to go to the centre of the road, all you need is a child that runs between the two vehicles parked up, and you've got a serious incident there. And it's just crazy, absolutely crazy. Even at 20-30 mile an hour, it doesn't, this just shouldn't be allowed to park there on the main road. Difficult if your child's at school, I know that, but I bet you a lot of them could walk there. Anyway, we're coming into Whalley now. Now, Whalley was devastated back end of last year from Boxing Day. I think it was Boxing Day, by flooding. So apparently there's a beck that flows just further down this road here. There's a little mini roundabout at the bottom of this bit here after these new houses that have been built. They had a big protest in Whalley. A lot of houses had no more houses to be built, like a bit of a protest from the residents, because more houses mean more traffic, etc. Anyway, this roundabout here, there's a beck that flows right where I'm riding now, and this was a river the first time it flooded, but the second time, the actual River Calder, which we will be crossing when I show you, when we go over the bridge, it just backed up. Now, Whalley is a beautiful place, and as you can see, the architecture, the buildings on the right there, the shops, beautiful buildings, but it's blighted by traffic. Whether they could build they have a bypass, but it's difficult. So here, I'll include a photograph here what the flooding looked like, and you can see really it's a devastation. And this here, just coming up, this is where I used to deliver to. This building on the left, just after the zebra crossing, is Whalley Surgery, and I used to call there in the van. So all this road here was underwater, and you can see exactly here. I'll just, once we've gone through it, I'll show you the photograph. And that big skip there we just passed, that's actually being used to to deal with people's flooded homes. There's still people, I think that's we've just gone over the River Calder. I think there's people that's still out of their homes, sadly, and this is like 3 months on nearly, so it's really sad. So yeah, right mess. So we're coming in towards Billington here. Now there's a short left hand turn here just now, and that takes you up to what they call Painter Wood. Now normally I would have gone up there, but I'm still learning with the K1600, and as it were, I looked in my mirror and there was a van, a pickup vehicle coming down, so I would have had to avoid the turn, and the vehicles, anyway, it's a bit difficult, so I thought, well, you know, when I'm a bit more familiar with the bike, I'll have a go. So all this mud on the road here is due to all new housing. More new housing means a greater strain on resources, you know, on public services like education, transport, services, but with a rising population in this country, you know, there's probably 60 odd million people now in this country, which is an incredible amount of people when you think how big the country is, or how small it is, whichever way you look at it. And yeah, what we need is more quality people coming here. We need to have a point system like they do in Australia. Simple. If you've got something to offer the country, you're welcome, because we need the skills. We need, unfortunately, government over the last 30-40 years, they've cut back, and so with no nursing, with no proper engineers, you know, apprenticeships, things like that, they're slowly getting back on track, I think, possibly. But as I say, we've had 30 odd years of non-investment in people, and so now we've got a skill shortage. And it's not a case of people say, oh well, the young, they don't want work now. Of course they want work, of course they do, proper jobs. They don't want to work in a McDonald's or a Burger King or whatever. There are people out there that want proper jobs, and it's a case of governments have to invest in people. Anyway, rant over. So this is, as I say, coming through Billington towards the Petre Arms. So I'm very, very familiar with this route. I used to drive my van every day this way, so it's a lot of happy memories on that particular run, which I did for 22 years. And Rob does it now. You saw the van at Clitheroe Hospital. So now we're just coming up to the Langho roundabout, Petre Arms roundabout, where the A59 carries on. This is the whoever named it, the A666, and this is coming into Langho. And shortly we're due to go under the railway line, which goes from Blackburn to Clitheroe and beyond. Here we go. Recently repainted the bridge, done quite a nice job of it. So I'm gonna take the top road up Snodsworth Lane and up over what they call New Inns down to Sunny Bower. So sit back, enjoy your rest at ride. Thanks for watching, and thank you very, very much for my new subscribers. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel of Biker Paul, and take a look at my other channel of Paul's Odds and Ends. If few old videos on there, some family video stuff. If anybody's interested in such like as visiting castles and whatnot, there's some of that on there, so take a look. Okay, thanks for watching. Keep it shiny side up, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.